seeing the way the Nets have performed without Harden, he's just played just 1 minute, and they have just absolutely spanked the Bucks. What makes us think anybody could take care of the Nets once Harden does potentially come back in these playoffs, as we assume he will, despite how significant this hamstring injury could be? Read me this situation if you don't mind.
So I can't front. I'm disappointed in the Bucks. I actually picked them to win this series. And if James Harden go out the first minute of the first quarter, it's one thing to lose that game. Okay, Blake Griffin was Kaiser Soze in Detroit. You surprised that he back dunking now. Got it. Okay, you didn't understand that Joe Harris was, one of the best catch-and-shoot players we have in the league. Okay, bang, he got going. We know what KD and Kyrie can do. They were amazing. They're magicians when they get going, especially in one-on-one situations. Okay, I'll give you game one. But then you come out in game two and you're trailing by 49 points at some point of the game. That's just unacceptable. And they have the back-to-back reigning MVP in Giannis, who I voted for when he won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. And the one thing about this season, and I also picked the Bucks to win this series. I was betting on chemistry. I was betting on cohesion. I talked about them adding Drew Holiday and believing in Middleton. But the elephant in the room is once the playoffs start, Giannis can't make shots outside of the paint. He's made he's like 5 of 35 outside of the paint in the playoffs. He's 23 for 43 from the free throw line. The game is so tough when your best player, a superstar player, can't make shots. And then on the other end, when KD doing his double crossover and hitting his loud step-back jumper and getting an and one, that was over Giannis. And then when Kyrie stroll up like he at Rucker Park and do the same thing, that was over Giannis. And when Blake Griffin dunking again, that was over Giannis. And so as this is happening, the rest of your roster and team and coaches see this too, and you become so demoralized that you get beat the way they got beaten in game two. So I think effort is going to be there for the Bucks in game three. I anticipate they're going to win game three, but I want to make sure I celebrate the greatness of KD and Kyrie, true enough. But I can't act like I wasn't severely disappointed in how the Bucks played both games when they were in Brooklyn.
So then let's just say you will be ultimately disappointed by the Bucks, and Harden, just in the middle of your answer, was ruled out for game three. Who can dispatch with the Nets? Is it a Sixers team? Should they get past the Hawks? Could the Hawks do it if they prove to be so plucky, or is it somebody in the West or nobody? Give me your answer on that, your first blush response.
Here's the thing. If you're the Eastern Conference and you're the field and you can't beat the Nets without James Harden, you're really in trouble the next few years. So I want to believe if James Harden doesn't come back and he's not healthy against Philadelphia, who I anticipate will beat Atlanta, who outplayed expectations so far and continue to do so, and Trae Young and Bogdanovich have been outstanding. But the Nets shouldn't be beating teams by 49 points. Mm-hmm. And you would hope as a professional team they shouldn't advance in the East without James Harden. And so I want to believe the balance of Philly with Embiid's post-ups, Simmons and Thibault's defensive ability, Milton and Curry's shot-making ability. I would hope, just because Philly can play multiple styles, that they should be able to beat the Nets, especially if James Harden isn't playing.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.